What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? Buy my own presents to me. Because my family expects gifts from me. But says since I can buy what I want, they don't know what to get me. I know, but that is their story. Or they say they can't afford what I would buy myself. Hard to explain the utter idiocy and selfishness of it to others. We make these chocolate-covered peanut butter balls. We would give each other a gag gift and a nice small gift, usually PJs or snacks, the night before. One year, my stepbrothers gave my brother a 5-day-old nugget, 5-day-old McDonald's fries, and a dirty gym sock. Afterwards, they got him a new video game to play with them that night. I wouldn't say it's the most magnificent tradition, but every year we go to one of my grandparents' house. It alternates between my mom's parents' house and my dad's mom's house. My dad, without fail, always does the box within a box within a box joke on me and my brothers. Nacho bar. I don't remember how or why it actually started, but every year on Christmas I make a killer nacho bar, with Que Bueno, Costco, cheese in a huge crock pot, and all the fixings, at whatever firehouse I'm working that day. It's been 10 years running so far, and not stopping anytime soon. It used to be random stations, working shift trades for friends that have kids and wanted to be off on Christmas, but now I bring it in for my regular crew. No idea what it was about Christmas that screamed nachos to me, but it's always a hit. We have a big group dinner for the holidays, with family and such over to the fire station, so we usually eat kinda early, and skip lunch to prepare. A big crock pot full of gooey/delicious nacho cheese is really the perfect addition to the day. We try to put up the tree in the strangest way we can. Upside down, dangling from the ceiling, sideways, through the floor, cardboard cutout, half of it outside the house, the other inside, you name it. It's pretty much the only thing we do, but it's fun, and it's always a laugh getting it to work. Sadly, we won't be able to participate in this tradition this year due to coronavirus. But what my family normally does is that every Christmas Day, after we open our gifts in the morning, we would drive up to Springfield, Illinois, where my mom's side of the family lives, and where my uncle owns 2 local pizza joints. The entire family then heads to one of the 2 restaurants, which is closed except for family, and then we all enter into the kitchen and make our own personal pizzas, as well as any else thing that we can think of. He also opens up the bar, and everybody just gets to reconnect with each other over pizza, wings, and booze. Christmas cookies and mimosas for breakfast on Christmas morning. My aunt makes this weird fruitcake thing and we light it on fire while singing Happy Birthday to Jesus. So this one was started by my little sister maybe 6 years ago or so. We had built a SpongeBob-themed one of those gingerbread house kits and had no clue what to do with it. Obviously, since the gingerbread they put in those kits saw rock hard, eating it was out of the question, aside from the sheer size of it. So my sister takes a look at this sugary monstrosity, the little paper cutouts of the characters, and the active fire pit outside my aunt and uncle's house. She then decides that the gingerbread pineapple house should become firewood. This thing went up better than I could have expected. The figurines and the cardboard base went up immediately, and as the icing between the gingerbread pieces melted, the whole thing began to collapse into the fire. Every year since then we've built those kits, with various creative liberties, and set them on fire prior to Christmas. Some of those creative liberties included turning a lighthouse into a volcano, making Santa's train into a police train, and covering my other sister's kit with the fondant from here and 3 others to make a solid mass of confectionery horror. The ginger bonfire is now my favorite Christmas tradition. I fully believe that everyone should try it at least once. I'm sure a lot of people do this one, but my grandmother hides a pickle ornament on the tree and whoever spots it first gets to open a present on Christmas Eve. For the past decade or so, my 5 siblings and I, so 6 total, participate in a secret Santa gift exchange. As we've grown our families and moved further apart geographically, it's become an especially important tradition of ours to draw names and send a gift for that person and their family. It helps focus our gift-giving efforts so that someone who has had a hard year doesn't feel too obligated to get 5 other families gifts, and 2, you can really try to go all out for the person you've drawn. And we all know each other really well, so we know what the others would like pretty well, so it's always been a joy. Last night, we did a reveal of who had who, and who got what. We decided to keep that all a secret until our meeting, so that those who hadn't received yet couldn't get spoiled by process of elimination. But the funniest part is we also have a lump of coal that goes out every year. My little brother started this tradition, and the rules are as such. 1. The person who received the coal the previous year gets to decide who receives it next. 2. The person who gives the coal must give the coal for a reason that happened within the last year. 3. The reason must always be stated to all the siblings. 4. You can't give the coal to the person who gave you the coal, simply because they gave you coal. You have to give it to them for some other reason, if you're going to give it back to them. My brother and I try to get each other the worst present possible. One year he got me a set of old scales with no counterweights. I got him armbands because I found his 25 meters swimming badge. Stole this from my wife's best friend. Christmas Eve dinner is Chinese takeout. Pretty basic, but chocolate advent calendars. After all, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But a chocolate a day keeps the cravings at bay. Dressing up as a reindeer and driving 85 miles per hour in pedestrian zones. Hiding the pickle ornament in the tree. I make my so watch a Star Wars Christmas special every December 24th. I'm going to bring back the old tradition of reading ghost stories on Christmas Eve. Hot chocolate, cookies, candies, and a spooky book. My wife and I always snowshoe and get Indian food. If there isn't enough snow, we will hike. Christmas rubber band. If my wife finds it on the tree, she can open a present early. Just a dumb fun thing to do. My wife and I watch the 2 best Christmas movies every year. Die Hard and Home Alone. We all get together at my in-laws' house and have a big meal Christmas Eve with a bunch of Austrian favorites, as my husband's grandfather was from there. A few people get a big assembly line going to make schnitzels, someone brings/makes goulash, another makes spätzle, everyone splits the other assorted sides, salads, appies, etc. I usually bring dessert, which is just a big mixture of family recipes that have been handed down through his family, vanilla kipferls, jams, waffle cookies, etc. and something random of my choosing. After dinner we get drunk, play games and snack on leftover schnitzels as it gets later. We also have this family photo that has been floating around the Christmas Eve white elephant gift exchange for like 5 to 7 years. It started as a cheesy Walmart portrait of one family member, then the person who received it re-gifted it after adding his photo to the frame. It looked ridiculous. Everyone got such a kick out of it that it happens every year now. Whoever gets it has to display it in a public area of their house that year, add a photo of their choosing, then re-gift it on the following Christmas Eve. Not a tradition really, but a party game we use to play every Christmas. It's a game where you wrap a bar of chocolate up in paper sheets like a present, but in a way that it's hard to open. You then put it on a table next to a fork and a knife, a scarf, hat and a pair of gloves. Everyone takes a seat around the table and someone starts to roll a dice. After you rolled, you pass the dice to the next person. If someone gets a 6, that person has to put on scarf, hat and gloves and is not allowed to start opening the bar of chocolate by just using knife and fork until he wears everything correctly. In the background the dice is still passed on amongst the other players. If another person rolls a 6, the person cutting has to stop and strip of hat, scarf and gloves so the person that rolled the dice can put them on to continue opening the package. As the game carries on, you get to the chocolate and now you can try to eat it still using only fork and knife, and with the gloves on that's kind of difficult. The goal obviously is to get as much chocolate as possible, so everyone is in a rush to roll a 6. We played this often when I was a child and I absolutely loved it. My parents fighting. We do this thing called el recalentado, which means the reheating in Spanish. Basically in the morning after Christmas Eve, which is when we celebrate, all our family, even the ones who didn't celebrate together, go to our aunt's house with a dish from the day before, and we all just reheat the food from the parties and just eat and hang out. It's kinda a little get together in the morning after the party. Watching Bad Santa movie.